We're joined now by George Jarkesy. And, you know, George, businesses have to plan for the future. When they see the president's own plan for the future, regardless of the fact that this isn't going to pass, they must think, geez, we got to hunker down for another 3-4 years.
Yeah, if you're a small business in America and you're not hunkering down, you're not paying attention to what's going on in Washington. There's a total disconnect. I mean, this budget proposal is a diversionary tactic that he's hoping the American people won't actually read it. Because buried in there is the one thing that constitutionally is allowed, which is the military, is cut. And programs that aren't constitutionally allowed, education, energy, all these programs are added up more money.
Right,
so
but George, let me
keep it
on business, because I want to focus on what the business people out there are thinking right now. There is this momentum for growth in the private sector. The private sector wants to grow. There is a lot more money being spent on hardware, on tractors, on the heavy-duty machinery that will lead to long-term growth. So there is planning for growth in the future. But when they see a budget like this, does it stop that growth in its tracks?
Yes, it not only stops the growth in its tracks, but it puts them on reserve where they're starting to hoard cash again. They're not hiring again. They're not putting out capital expenditures. They don't know what Obamacare is going to cost. They don't know what their regulation is going to cost. A lot of this new budget today proposes new regulators, new administrators, more overburdening regulation. And you've already got a climate in America where about 12% of our GDP is paid out in regulation, and that is continuing to grow. And you're seeing the government grow bigger and bigger. And you know that only two things are going to happen from that. Either one, you're going to have higher taxes, or two, you're going to have inflation. And so businesses are trying, small businesses are trying to prepare for all those variables as they look forward in planning capital and people.
And yet, George, our economy is so damned resilient. Our economy, as I said before, it wants to grow. It's making these initial steps towards really growing its way out of the recession. Again, you can't do it with 1.5% growth, but if it's working towards 2, maybe even towards 3%, is it possible, is it conceivable that the momentum of the economy itself is strong enough so it could withstand what the president has in mind?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, we are not going to grow our way out of this, Dave. You know, we are looking at having an expenditure of about 90% of our GDP in less than 8 years from now. And so what's happened is since 96 till now in 2012, you know, Congress and our government has continued to grow the spending. And the only years where we had balanced budget were years in the late 90s, 99, 2000, right, when you had the liquidations from all the market money that was made in the market in the dot-com boom. That's it. And so you had a higher revenue, but the government continues to grow and spend more every year. And until you get that spending under control, small business is going to have to look at what are their taxes next year, what are their health care, and what is the inflation
there's
not only
from a government standpoint. We got to leave it at that, George, but there is a lot of repressed supply out there, a lot of young entrepreneurs who want to come online, a lot of small companies who want to grow, a lot of big companies that have a lot of cash. They want to move. They just need to be released. George, we got to leave it at that. George Jarkesy, good to see you.
Dave.
Thanks for coming in.